All right, I want to welcome everybody to our 10K challenge training. This is our first training, so we're super excited about this. I'm going to share a lot of great information. I think that it is life-changing information. We're doing this in two languages tonight, English and Spanish. So if you're not an English speaker, make sure that you choose Spanish for your language, and we have live translation going on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and JC, if you'll just let me know that you can see it once I share it, then we will go ahead and get started here. All right. JC, can I just get confirmation that you can see my screen?
You're good to go, buddy. Let's go.
All right. Thanks so much. You may want to have a notepad. This will be recorded, and so we will place the recording on our JC, are we putting it on the Facebook group, or where are we putting the recordings?
That is correct.
Okay, so this will be placed on the Facebook group so that you can share it with any of your team members that join the 10K challenge. It really is the same system, whether you're joining the 10K challenge or not. We are doing some different things with the 10K challenge just to really set you up for success in every way that you can. And so we're going to go ahead and get started here. And the first thing that I want to talk just about a little bit is what I would say the true secret to success. And so we're going to start off talking a little bit about just success in general. We're going to talk a little bit about mindset. We're going to go into something that I think is an absolute game changer as far as just how you do things. And it's really the complete opposite of what most people do. You know, it's kind of ironic that most people are not successful, and literally they're doing almost everything incorrectly. They're just doing it in the exact opposite order of the people that are successful. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that when we get started. And that's one of the main things in my own success journey that I realized is I was doing it all in the wrong order. And so I think that once you understand that, it'll be an absolute game changer. The true secret to success, there's several things that kind of go hand in hand. The first one I would say is finding a mentor, somebody that's already had success in the field that you're looking to have success in. The best way to learn is actually through other people's experience, not necessarily through your own experience. Most of the time when you're learning through your own experience, you have that whole thing called a learning curve, and most people never get through that. So when you're working with somebody that's already had the success, they can typically either eliminate the learning curve altogether or shorten it dramatically. For example, something that maybe took them 2, 3, 4, 5 years to learn, you might be able to condense that to 2, 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months. When we're talking about a system, and you're talking about the secret to success, what we're going to be focusing on is leverage. The only way that you create leverage in a network marketing business is through duplication. So I would say the true secret to success is, again, having some mentors in your field that have already had the success that you're looking to have, and then follow the system exactly. And what you're truly looking for is a system that is easy to duplicate. And what I mean by easy, it's a system that somebody can duplicate regardless of their current skill set, background, or experience. And it may seem like, you know, that's not possible. You can't create something that every single person can duplicate. And I would say you need to look at models, maybe similar to a McDonald's. You have a McDonald's, which is a business that costs somewhere between $1.5 and $2.5 million. And it can be run by people with literally no special skill set, background, or experience. 16, 17, 18-year-old kids are running the McDonald's, and they're running them basically with a 100% success rate. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have any of that, because they've made the system so easy that anybody can do it. And that's the exact same thing that we've done. We based our business plan off of a franchise-like system. And we've developed that in a way that if you can read, you can follow directions, and you can copy and paste, then you can build this business with the same type of success as somebody who's maybe one of the best salespeople, one of the best communicators in the world. We've eliminated the need for sales techniques. We've eliminated the need for presentation techniques. We've eliminated the need for communication skills. And that's necessary if you're really going to duplicate a business with the masses. So that is truly the secret to success. You want to find a system that can create duplication with any person that follows it. We're going to talk about really there's only two ways that somebody fails with this system that we're going to be discussing. And the first one is they don't follow it. And believe it or not, that is the number one reason that most people fail in this business if they have a system. So most people don't even have a system. They're just literally depending on luck in order to be successful. And then you have some people that have a system, but they don't follow it. I've asked, probably in the 30 plus years that I've done this full time, I've asked tens of thousands of people, literally, this question. Do you think the reason you're not having the success you're after is because you're just lazy and not willing to do anything? Or is it because nobody's ever shown you exactly what to do? Every single person tells me it's because nobody's ever shown me exactly what to do. So what I'm going to do tonight and every single week, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. And then we're going to see the type of person that you are. Are you the type of person that if you had an exact system that's done billions of dollars in sales, that you would follow it? Or are you somebody that has never done that type of business, but thinks that you know better, or think that there must be a different way, or no, there's no way it can be that easy. I have to explain all of the ingredients. I have to explain the comp plan. I have to do all of this stuff that absolutely is not true. You don't have to do any of that stuff. And if you do any of that stuff, there's probably a 95% chance you will not be successful. If you find yourself turning to the back of the product and reading the supplement panels and worrying about the supplement panels, I can almost guarantee you will not be successful. Again, I'm not saying 100%. There might be 3 to 5% of the people that can still have success doing everything, what I would say, the wrong way. This is not a sales business. We are offering opportunity. This is a business system. And that's really what we're focused on. And that's what we're offering. We're not offering a product. We're not offering a service. We're offering a turnkey business solution that is proven and every single person can do. So we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one, because I think this is extremely important. The mindset that people have. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, and I've said it myself many times, whether it's a diet, whether it's a system, whether it's a company, when somebody has said, oh, I tried that and it didn't work. Think to yourself, have you ever said that in your life? I tried it, but it didn't work. What I want you to think about right now is who's the one that decided that it didn't work? Think about that. I tried it and it didn't work. In that case, I'll answer the question for you, because this is not a live, it is a live call, but it's not open where we're having we're communicating back and forth. You are the one that decided that it didn't work. And so now let's look at the opposite side. If it would have worked, who would have been the one that decided that it worked? It's the exact same. You're the one that decides if it works or if it doesn't work. So if that's the case, that mindset has to be the first step. You have to decide that it's going to work. I got my degree in psychology. It was something that I was fairly interested in, and I really got interested in the placebo effect. And so I studied the placebo and the anti-placebo. And so I would ask people this question: if we're talking about a nutritional product, and I'm going to ask you the question, who decides if that product works? Is it the ingredients that decide if it works? Or is it you that decides if it works? I would say that the actual answer is a combination of both, but you have more in the decision making if that product works than the actual ingredients in the product. If you think about it, you really don't even have a clue what ingredients are in the product. And there's been product after product after product that have been proven scientifically that there's not an effective dose of any of the ingredients to have a positive outcome for people's health. And yet there's been people that have had everything that you can imagine, from cancer going away, inflammation, aches, pains, you name it. So you can't tell me that the product didn't work, but why did the product work? The product worked because of the marketing of the company, the testimonials of the other reps, and the belief of the person taking the product. If I gave you every single one of our products and I gave you the wrong brochures and I put the wrong supplement facts on every one of those products and mixed everything up, I absolutely guarantee you many people would have the exact opposite effect of the product. If I said that Elevate was sleep, and I gave you all of the marketing, all of the testimonials of how amazing Elevate was, there's going to be some people that take Elevate, which has a lot of stimulants in that product. It is the opposite of a sleep product. And some people are going to say, man, I slept fantastic. So I really want you to think you are the one that makes all of the decisions. And you have to be willing to take the responsibility. I think a lot of people feel like I tried it and it didn't work, meaning the system didn't work. I did it, but it didn't work. The diet didn't work. I followed the diet, but it didn't work. And so you're blaming the diet for not working. You're blaming the system for not working. You're not having any of the responsibility that it was you. Now, again, I am 100% going to admit that that's not in every case. There are some systems that don't work. There are some diets that don't work. But when there's something that has already been proven, and when there's a lot of other people already making money following that system, then that's not the case. So what you have to decide is you have to understand in your mind, you're the one that's going to decide. So decide right now, is this system going to work? Or is it not going to work? Because you're the one that decides. Now, what I've noticed is one of the reasons people stay in this, I tried it and it didn't work, life is because of the order that they do things or the order they expect things to happen. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, and we're going to talk about these three words. And we're going to talk about them in two different orders, but we're going to start in this order because this is the way most people try and live life. So have, do, be. Here's an example. If I was just making more money, if I had a better job, I would do all of these other things, and then I would become this person that I want to be. This is what I thought in network marketing. I saw all of the leaders in the company that were making a lot of money. So let's say that somebody is making $10,000 per week. And when I got started, I literally was making $0 per week. And so I was thinking in my mind, well, if I was making $10,000 per week, then I would be able to do all of these things and everybody would want to join, and then I would be a top leader. And that's what most people, if I had more money, if I had more time, if I had more of this, then I would do this, and that would allow me to become that. That's how most people live their life. And you have to understand, it makes sense maybe but it is the exact opposite order. So when I got started, I was just before I turned 19 years old. I was living in $130 per month trailer, and it was not a nice trailer. I was happy to have a trailer. It, didn't have, it actually had leaks in the roof. It had all kinds of things. A queen size bed. If I had a queen size bed in my bedroom, I could not open the dresser drawers. So it was small. It was $130 per month. The main meals that I ate every single day was Top Ramen noodles that cost about 19 or 20 cents. So when people, I drove it, I don't even remember the year. It was a 1980 something Ford Escort. It was not a nice car. It was not a nice place. I had no money. And I was thinking, man, if I can make more money, then other people will want to join, and then I'll be able to become this leader. But what I had to realize, living in this $130 per month trailer, driving a 1980 some Ford Escort that cost less than $1,200, and eating mostly Top Ramen noodles that cost 19 cents. And I think you could buy 7 of them for $1, so even less than that was the price, and that was the main food that I ate. And so what I had to make the decision is I need to become the person that is going to be the leader. I need to do the things that the leaders are doing every single day, and then I'm going to have the money. Then I'm going to have the time. So if you really think about it, if somebody is not in good shape, if we look at physically, somebody is struggling, losing weight, and they're thinking, man, if I just had more energy and I would just had more time, then I could go to the gym, I could do all these things, and then I could lose the weight. But it's not the order. If that's the order you're doing it, you're never going to have more time. You're never going to have more energy. You're never going to have any of that. You have to make the decision that I'm going to mentally make the decision that I'm going to get in shape. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to start doing the things that people that are in shape are doing, as opposed to doing the things that people are not in shape. And then I'm going to have the body that I'm looking for, or I'm going to have the money that I'm looking for. So that's one of the most important things that you have to do, is you have to make that decision that, okay, in order for me to become the leader, I have to first make that decision. I'm going to have success. And then I need to start doing the things that we're going to cover. We're going to show you exactly what to do. And then you are going to have the success. So that's the order of how things work. It is literally the opposite order of what people do that are not succeeding. You do the opposite, and that's what the people that are succeeding do. Every single person that I've ever met, and I've met people that have made over $100 million in the network marketing industry, every single one of them started at the same place. They all started with doubts. They all started thinking that, that it's not working. They all started with 0 people. They all started exactly where all of us started. They didn't start from day one, and the very first day that they started were a leader and making all this money. They all started from 0. Everybody has the exact same opportunity. So once you understand this, and you understand that in order to make the money, you have to do the things that the people that are making the money are doing, and then in turn, you'll also make the money. And so we're going to go over in detail the exact system to follow. And before I do that, I want to point out there's really only 2 ways that you fail. We've literally done billions of dollars in sales with this exact system. I literally had somebody the other day ask me the question, do you have anybody that's followed this system that's actually making money? And as we go through this system, I want you to think, what is the system that we're talking about? Every single person that is making money in the network marketing industry is following this system. It's the process. It's the same for everybody. So yes, 100% of the people that are having success are doing the basics of this system. We've just made it much easier to follow and much easier to duplicate than what most people have. So the only way that you fail is you don't follow it or you quit. That is 100% true. It is not dependent on your skill set. It's not dependent on your experience. It's 100% dependent on you following it, doing exactly what it says to do, and then you will have the results that we say you're going to have. So what I want to do now is just kind of go through what this looks like so you can envision it in your mind and you can actually see yourself achieving it. If we're going to turn a business from 0 to 10,000 a month or more, and we're going to do that in the next 100 days, what does that business look like? What do I need to do? So we broke it down into exact segments. It doesn't have to work out perfectly like we show it, but this is just so you can see if you're on pace. We launched this barely a week ago. So most people are either between days 1 and 8 or between days 1 and 16. So if you are on pace of going from 0 to 10,000 a month or more, you need 2 business partners in your first 8 days. And then they would need 2 business partners in their first 8 days. So in your first 16 days, you'll have 6 people. In your first 24 days, 14 people. In your first 32 days, 30 people, et cetera, where you can go down to day 96 and you'll have over 8,190 people. Now, if you're working the uncommon business that is $15, if you're looking at it for the 100-day challenge, it's $45. That would put your income at between $20,000 to $30,000 per month. So obviously it's significantly more than the 10,000, but we know that not every single person will get their 2 in 8 days. So we have some leeway. You don't have to complete this perfectly to still get to that $10,000 number. Now, if you're on the Epic Slim or the Active Greens, obviously that's going to put you at a significantly higher income, between 30,000 and 50,000. So you have more leeway in order to still get to that 10,000 per month. But I think that you can understand and imagine it is very possible to find 2 people in your first 8 days. And nobody has to do any more than that. Nobody has to do it any faster than that. If they just find 2 people in 8 days and they do the same thing, in 96 days, you're going to be making somewhere between 20 and 50,000 per month. It's very doable, and we've already had people in the company do it. We've had 5 people in their very first year with BEpic make over $1 million. So we've had people go way past this 10,000 in 100 days. So it's just like that 4-minute mile. As soon as somebody can do it, there's no need for faith anymore. You already know that it's possible. People are already doing it. And we know exactly how they did it. And then we put that out into an exact system for you to follow. Now, there is a daily plan. And I want you to truly understand what we're doing here. When we're talking about B, you need to become that person by doing the things that you need to do, and then you're going to have the money and the time that you're after. So now we're going to be talking about that doing part. The first thing, once you get your product, you're going to unbox that. It's going to be either 3 bags of Active, it's going to be 3 bags of Epic Slim, or it's going to be 3 pairs of Uncommon socks. Whatever it is, you're going to create a video of you unboxing that, and then you're going to hashtag that video, 10K challenge, challenge accepted, BEpic Adventures, and Uncommon 1111. In addition to that, you're going to tag in a story at Epic Adventures and at Uncommon 11.11. What this is going to do, not only for you, But for every single person in this 10K challenge, it's going to give you a massive advantage. And here's why. You can pull those hashtags, and such as Be Epic Adventures, 10K challenge and challenge accepted probably already has a lot of people hashtagging that. So you may not find everything there being the 10K challenge with Be Epic. Be Epic Adventures, you will definitely find everything there is probably going to be Epic. Uncommon 1111, the major majority of that is all going to be Epic and Uncommon, which again is the same company. I'd recommend looking at those hashtags. When you look at those hashtags, you're going to see all of these people, hundreds, thousands, eventually tens of thousands of people unboxing. You can grab 5 or 10 of those every day and share them on your stories. Now what's going to happen? As your followers on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, every single day, they're going to see 5 or 10 people or more unboxing product. What do you think is going to go through their mind after a week, after 2 weeks, after 30 days of seeing that every day? They're going to start wondering, man, I wonder what Dan's doing. What is this 10K challenge? So even if you don't have all those people joining your group, the perception is going to be that you have 5, 10 or more people every single day getting product, opening that product, talking about a 10K challenge. So it's not only something that you do for yourself, we do it to work together as a team. If all of us are working together as a team, it gives everybody a better chance of success. Now you need to be posting those on your stories every single day. In addition to that, we want you to post something about the 10K challenge, something to incentivize people to join this community. So whatever product you're doing, do a picture of you using that product and say, hey, find out how to get free product, find out how to win this car every 6 months, find out, 10K challenge, whatever it is. You're also going to invite 10 people daily to the business. That's going to be a direct invite. We'll go over that here in a few minutes. That can be through text message, that can be through email, that can be talking to them in person, that can be talking to them on the phone, that can be direct message through social media. 10 invites per day. And then just to also create community and create a culture together, we're going to focus on getting in 10,000 steps. We are both with Uncommon and also with Be Epic. We are a health and wellness company, mental wellness, physical wellness, both of them all working together. So this is basically what the system is. Now, as the 10K challenge, this is in addition to what you're also doing with just the Epic Slim, the Uncommon, or the AAO blueprint and daily plan. So this isn't instead of, this is in addition to. So if you download the blueprint and you read that blueprint, that's going to be 30 invites a day for your first 7 days. So if we're looking at that 8 days in order to get your 2 people, if you're following the system correctly, you're going to have 280 invites. And we're only looking to get 2 of them. In fact, you're going to have 290 because it's 8 days instead of 7 days. So we're looking to get 2 people out of 290. There's very few people that send out 290 invites that aren't going to get their 2. In addition to that, if we fast forward to the entire 100 days, you're going to have almost 1,300 invites. Out of the 1,300 invites, we're trying to get 2 people. In addition to that, if you're posting unboxings 5 or 10 per day, and then you're posting something about the challenge every single day, something about the 10,000 steps every single day, in addition to approximately 1,300 invites, you're also going to have well over 1,000 posts. So if I have over 1,000 posts on my social media and I have over 1,300 invites, what are my chances of getting 2 people? It's basically 100%. if you follow the system. In reality, you're probably going to get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or even 100 or more people. Most of the people in this business, believe it or not, Richard Brooks, again, who's been a trainer, been a company owner, a lot of great information for decades and decades. He said with all of the studies he has done, the average person contacts 0 people per month. It seems like, no, that's not possible. I can tell you as an owner in this industry, it is very possible. Most people, when they first start, they might talk to 5, 10, 15 people, and then they just stop. They don't talk to anybody. They let fear take over, and they don't do anything. Well, they don't not do anything. They usually start complaining and blaming everybody else but themselves. Every team that grows fast has more invites than everybody else. It's just a fact. So if you look at the largest teams in any company, they get the business in front of more people than anybody else. This is not rocket science. This is not difficult. This is as basic as it gets. The teams with the most exposures get the most people. And it literally is as simple as that. The people who are not sponsoring aren't getting the business in front of people. The people who are sponsoring are getting the business in front of people. So when somebody says, do you know anybody that's made money following this system? What is the system exactly? The system is posting on social media so that people can see it and get curiosity of what you're doing. Yes, almost every single leader in the network marketing or marketing space does that every single day. The next part is choosing one of these invites, and I'll go over this challenge benefits here in just a second. But the next thing is choosing one of the invites. It's actually on the next slide. Copy and pasting it and sending out a minimum of 30 a day your first week, 10 a day after that for the 100 days. So have people had success by getting the business in front of thousands of people where they can watch a presentation and make a decision? Yes, that is how everybody has had success. So is there anything earth-shattering or mind-blowing about this system? It's the system that every leader in the network marketing industry has used. What we've done is made it simpler. Most of them have done more one-on-one presentations, inviting somebody to lunch, inviting somebody to their house, 3-way calls. In my opinion, those are very poor marketing methods. If I was going to say, okay, this is the best thing you can do, this is the worst, those would be the worst, because they're just flat out not duplicatable. They're not good use of anybody's time. The way that you build a business and the way that you create success is you create a presentation that's consistent, exactly the same every single time, and people share that presentation. That presentation works for you 24/7. It literally makes 0 cents to do a live call. 0 cents. There is absolutely no need for it, ever. Because why would somebody want to wait for a certain minute or hour of the day to listen to somebody give a presentation live when you can watch a recording of the exact presentation 24/7? It makes no sense. So what we focus on is we have 2 and 3 minute videos that go through all the information somebody needs to know to make a decision. But in a 2 or 3 minute video, most people, it'll pique their interest, but they're going to think there's more information that I need to get in order to make a decision. There really isn't any more information that they need, but their perception in their mind is there's got to be more than a 2 or 3 minute video before I can make a business decision. That's just their own head. That's absolutely incorrect, but we know that that's what they think. So we have the 2 and 3 minute video because there are some people that they see this and they're like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. The price point is there, the system is there, I'm in, and I'm ready to go. Those are the main people that we're looking for. There's going to be some other people that want some more information. So then you're going to send them to the 10K challenge video, which has the same information, just explained in more detail. Those are about 11 to 15 minutes. Now, if they watch one of those and they still want more information, my recommendation is just don't work with that person. If I give somebody all the information that explains everything, and they still need to waste time just because they cannot make a decision, that person can just stay in the 90th percentile of being unsuccessful, because he is an unsuccessful person for an exact reason. He can't make a decision. We're talking about things between $15, $45, $55 if you're doing it monthly, or if you're paying for the 100 days up front, we're talking about between $45 and $165. And they're wanting to take hours and hours of your time and ask you all these crazy questions. And you've already run them through the system. The only question you need to ask them is if you had an exact system to follow, and it's already been proven to do billions of dollars in sales, it's copy and paste, takes no more than 1 or 2 hours per day, would you follow the system? If the answer is yes, then get started. You don't need to know anything else. It's one question. If you had an exact system that was copy and paste, and it was already proven that people are making millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, would you follow the system? That's the only question. Nothing else matters. Because if they wouldn't follow the system, they're not going to be successful. And them loving every ingredient on the product or even liking the product has nothing at all to do with them following the system. The question is, if you had a system, would you follow it? Yes or no? Not explain every ingredient, every source of that ingredient, everything about that ingredient. Explain to me how I know that that's going to work for me, how I know that's going to help me reach my goals. That person, just let them go. It's a waste of your time. We're looking for people that want a proven system and understand that's what you need in order to become successful. So there are massive benefits for all of you that have joined this 10K challenge. The first one is for 90 days, you're qualified at silver. So you're already getting a pay raise before you've done anything. Also, weekly training and accountability that we're doing right now. The volume splits equally for 3 months. So every single person that comes in with you on the challenge, you got at least 100 full days to work with them. I can guarantee you, if people are following the system for 100 days and they have 1,000+ invites and they have 1,000+ posts, they're going to know for sure that they're going to have success in the business. So even if you haven't made the 10,000 per month, you're going to be seeing things happen. And now you're going to know 100% with zero doubts in your mind that you're on the right path. You just keep doing what you're doing and the money's going to come. I guarantee that. You'll know that in less than 100 days. Now, if you don't send out 12 or 1,300 invites and you don't do 1,000+ posts, you probably won't know, because you don't have enough going on in your business to really see what's working. And if you bring people into the business and you don't get them to follow the system, so they're not sending out 30, 40, 50 invites every day for their first week, and they're not doing all of the posts every day, then they're probably not going to have the success. It's a combination of everybody following the same system. And if you think about that, if only 1 out of every 20 McDonald's followed the system, they would not be successful. They're successful because every McDonald's follows the exact same system. And what happens? They don't have the exact same results, and you're not going to have the exact same results, but the results are all in a range of success. So some McDonald's are going to be more successful than others. Some of it's luck, some of it's location, some of it's timing, but all of them are going to be successful for the most part. Again, you can't ever say 100% of anything. But I have never in 30+ years seen one person follow this system for 2+ years and not create a 6 or seven-figure income. Not one person. I'm not saying that it's physically impossible. I'm just saying in 30 years, I've not seen one person do that. I've seen hundreds of people make 6 or 7-figure incomes. I've seen tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people make little to no income. And they all did one of those two things that I said are the only two ways that you don't succeed in this system. You don't follow it or you quit. Now on these calls, I'm not going to go into all of these invites. I'm just going to let you know we have the exact invites right here. You're going to send this out to 40 people a day your first 7 days. 10 for the 10K system and 30 for the actual blueprint, which is the system that we get everybody to follow. So you're still doing the blueprint. The stuff we're doing on the 10K challenge is not instead of, it's in addition to. And it's all based, if I go back to that one slide, be, do, have. And think about that. Why do you think we have as one of our slogans of Be Epic, do more, be more, have more? What is that? Do, be, have. Do the things that the people need to be, or it can be be. I think I have be in the first word in what I said, but it works the same either way. So basically, you need to become that type of person by doing the things that you need to do, and then you have the results. The results never come first. And I struggle with that, I promise you. Living in a $130 trailer, driving a 1980 something Ford Escort that literally was less than $1,000, maybe $1,200 or $1,000, and eating mostly just top ramen. A lot of people were not listening to me on how to make money. So in my mind, everything I thought, man, if I had a really nice car, if I had a really nice house, everybody would listen to me and then they would join. So I was waiting for me to be making all this money, and then everybody's going to join and it's going to be easy. But then I realized it doesn't work that way. It's the opposite. I have to start doing all of the things that I need to do to make money before I'm making the money. And then once I do those for a long enough period of time, then I make the money. So basically, in closing, the main things I want you to understand is the number one success determining factor is a proven system. And I don't have to go into any more information than look at the success of franchises compared to traditional brick and mortar businesses. Traditional brick and mortar startup businesses, 90+% of them fell within the first 18 months. Franchises, 90+% of them succeed. It's the exact opposite. What's the difference? One has an exact system that's already been proven. The other doesn't. The number one determining factor of success is having an exact system. It's not being smart. It's not being a harder worker. It's not being a better communicator. It's not being a better salesman. It's not having a stronger skill set. It's having an exact system that's so easy that everybody can duplicate. So that's what we have here. The second thing, mindset. Understanding that you decide. You decide how this system works. You decide how these products work. You decide how successful you're going to be. Nobody else makes that decision. And nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can tell you that doesn't work. You're the only one that can say that doesn't work. So if you want it to work, you say that it works. The next thing, do or be, do, have. Become that person, start doing the things that you need to, and then have it. And then understand what we went through the exact system. I'm not going to spend any more time on this PDF because everybody has the PDF. We sent it out in email. Last thing I'll let people know, we realize that we don't have the system strong enough in all languages yet. So what we're working on, hopefully by May 1st, is the blueprint, the daily plan of action, the onboarding guide in Spanish, English, French, and Russian. This PDF, hopefully by Monday, will be in Spanish, English, French, and Russian. The 2-minute and the 15-minute videos will be in Spanish, English, French, and Russian. So at least in all of the countries that speak one of those 4 languages, we will have this system completely turnkey. And the trainings we're doing in those languages. So at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Thursdays, we're doing English, French, and Russian. At 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Thursdays, this call right here, we're doing in English and Spanish. So that's just a few updates. Again, congratulations on making the decision. Make sure that you join the Facebook group. That's where these recordings are going to be placed. That's where we're going to be putting a lot more information. Make sure that you do your unboxing. Make sure, even if you've already unboxed it, just go ahead and make another quick video and hashtag the hashtags that are there, tag Be Epic Adventures and Uncommon 1111. And then every single person start looking at those hashtags and then sharing them in your stories, 5 or 10 a day. Get the invites out, copy and paste. The presentations are already done. You don't have to do 3-way calls. You don't have to do presentations. You don't have to invite people to lunch. You don't have to invite people to your house. Just keep it simple. The only question isn't for them to ask you, it's for you to ask them. If you had a proven system, would you follow it? If the answer is yes, then they're joining. If the answer is no, then don't work with them. They're not going to do any good for you. Once they say yes, it's now your job to make them keep their word. If they say they're going to follow the system, then okay, that's very easy. Let's download it and let's start doing it. It literally is copy and paste. So let's get those messages out. Let's get those posts done. If they're not doing it, then even though they said they had followed the system, they're not following it. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and close out. JC, is there anything that you have to say before we close? Anything that you want to let people know that's coming up? Again, we have things for high school students. We have things for all different types of people. You can change the wording a little bit, but this is definitely going to give you enough information to get those invites out.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan. No, just please, guys, stay tuned because we're going to give a lot of information here in the channel of the 10K. Make sure that everyone who purchased the pack knows about this group because we're going to put a lot of information here. We're going to have different type of motivational trainings. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have a bunch of fun stuff that you cannot go ahead and miss on this 10K challenge. So let's go ahead and get ready, guys, and let's go ahead and rock it. Thank you so much, Dan. We really appreciate you guys. And remember, all the recordings will be posted in this Facebook group. All right. And this Facebook group is only available for the people who purchase the 10K challenge. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
One question, JC. Are we
Yes.
going to be able to post it with the Spanish translation also, or will it only be in English and we'll have to do subtitles?
Yeah, only will be English, and then we'll have to do subtitles, correct?
Okay, sounds good.
All righty, perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next training. Stay tuned. Let's go.